Welcome back to another episode of Spotlight on the Arts, the show brought to you by the Chicopee Cultural Council and Chicopee TV. And today we have a great show. We meet Joe Rama, a Chicopee actor who's made it big, most recently with a movie called The Society on Netflix. So stay tuned for our show and meet Joe. And here we are with Joe Rama, a Chicopee resident, Chicopee native, and Chicopee Comp graduate. Welcome, Joe, to our show.
Hey, thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
Fabulous.
I'm excited that you're here because this is exactly what our show Spotlight on the Art is about. It's about recognizing local talent, and what more local can we get with you that are out of Chicopee Comp, which is where our TV studios are, and you're from Chicopee, and you are out in the world doing such great things with your talent. Yeah. I want to learn more about you. I want the community to learn more about you. So tell us, what do you want Chicopee to know about Joe Rama?
Well, funny enough, I actually started my career right here in this room. You know,
Nice.
I still use Wade Wofford's. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Should I? I didn't get his permission. Anyways, I still use Wofford's name sometimes. You know, when I'm doing film stuff.
Name dropping.
If I need it for like, the technical side of things. Hey, I have production skills that I learned back in high school in this television studio, the one that we're filming in right now. It's an amazing resource that a lot of people don't know about. The cameras, the lights, all of this. It's incredible, and I learned so much while I was here learning under Mr. Wofford.
It is definitely a great resource that Chicopee TV has to offer to the students in Chicopee Comp, to the residents of Chicopee. I don't know if you know, but they also have this program where people can get trained on how to produce, how to use a camera, how to edit, completely free to Chicopee residents. So it's a PSA there for Chicopee TV, Joe. But it's great that you are a product of this. And right now you are most recently in The Society from Netflix, I believe. But other than that, you have a trajectory of a whole bunch of other independent films that you've been in. Tell us about those experiences as an actor. What film out of the ones that you've worked on is one that you identify the most with and that you like the most doing?
Yeah, so this one film, when I had moved back to the area a couple years ago, because, my family, some things went on. My dad's been in and out the hospital. So when I moved back to this area, I was just on Facebook randomly, and I lucked out. I got this leading role in this film called Outside. We filmed it up in Northampton, and there was a Northampton, Florence based, he's not based anymore, but originally from that area. His name's Rio Contrada, and it was an amazing experience. He's a very talented director, writer. It was about a homeless teen that's just trying to find his place in the world, dealing with addiction, trying to make friends, and it was just a very impactful role because living in California, even just living around here, you see a lot of homeless people, and sometimes people's first instinct is to just walk past or turn your head the other way, but really being able to just get on their level and talk with them and the community of people and see like how'd you get to this point, and also just embodying that type of character. And
it's very interesting that you mentioned that film and it being filmed in Northampton, because I think that it is also a very common social problem in our region of youth homelessness, and the Percocet sale and addiction. I think that's part of the character in the movie does that, right?
Yeah, so it talks about that. There's some themes of that, and just how people interact with those types of people. They might kind of like, not, and I don't know. It was a very great experience, and lucky to have been a part of it, and I was able to pull some of my own experiences. Just when I was living in California, I didn't have a car. I had my skateboard. I walked everywhere, took the bus everywhere. So in the day-to-day, I was, faced with a lot of adversity, a lot of struggles, and I was a lot of times coming into contact and interacting with people that were down and out. And there's a lot of kids that are couch hopping or like at risk of being homeless every day in places like New York and California, where they're going out there to chase a dream, and sometimes they don't have a plan, which isn't always the most wise thing, but sometimes you got to send it. But the issues that arise is when you get distracted and you start, if you're out there for a goal and you're trying to go for it, I understand, but sometimes drugs, other vices can come up, and if you're not wise, you can fall a victim to that.
How do you feel that your life experiences have helped you in preparing for the roles that you have had?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I'm really glad and humbled to come from the family I come from. My dad was a construction worker, blue-collar guy, and he took me to work all the time, and he used to drop me off in middle school in this massive blue box truck that said St. Joe's Builders on it. I'd be so embarrassed. But the type of people I'd come into contact with day to day, we'd be working in different neighborhoods, working with different personalities. It just was able to give me a really broad perspective of different cultures, different socio-economic backgrounds, and it helped me to just see everybody as a human, and just, I never came from a place where I couldn't relate, because I was able to always be around different cultures, different types of people. So being a student of life and just embracing people from all walks of life and just leading with love,
Yeah. One thing that I know it's very important for actors is to stay active in going to being visible and going to castings and things like that. For you, tell us about your experience in the casting world. Tell us about experience in one of these castings you've had that you've gotten in the film.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways. Some people, they go the traditional way, and I have, where you go in, you audition, and you're battling it out with other actors to get the role. I've booked a few roles that way, and then as you're moving, you start networking, you start building friends. So I become friends with all the cast and crew and the directors and every person on a film crew. A lot of times they only see the actor, but they don't see the camera guy, they don't see the sound guy, they don't see the lighting guy, all the people that are behind the scenes that really make it happen. It's a team, it's a pirate ship, it's a construction crew, it's like a unit, and you need everybody. So if you connect and work with everybody, a lot of people are making their own films, and you can stay in contact. Hey, when I'm making a film, I can then outreach to all these people, and then we can work together on something. So I have gone the traditional route of auditioning for films, but a lot of times I've been asked to come in by a friend and say, hey, would you read the lines for this? I think you'd be the right fit. So I've gotten a lot of opportunities just by word of mouth, and just that way. Just people like
and that's amazing. It is important to stay connected. You form a community in the art world, depending on whatever genre or way you express your art. You create a community, and it's important for us to foster that community. What are some of the experiences you have with friend actors, whether it's on film or out of film? Share with us one of those experiences.
Just with different friends?
Different friends from in the acting world, of course.
Well, what do you mean by experiences?
In filming with friends, when you film a movie with friends, you've said your friends have brought you to film. How does that work in working with friends?
It's a great time. I mean, just last time I was in Los Angeles, a couple months, like 6 months ago, I was out there and I was going to a bunch of different music showcases, and I was going to church, and I was talking to a lot of different characters at parties, and I met a lot of cool people, and I also was getting back in touch with a lot of old friends, and they're all making their TikToks and doing this and that, and so having a community of people that are just all doers, movers, shakers,
Creators, yep.
you know, it can be effortless. Like around here, I know a kid that's trying to, you know, make something out of nothing. It can be difficult when people don't see your vision. I a lot of times felt like my words were falling on deaf ears growing up in high school. You feel misunderstood, like a punk rock song. But I went out there and I got all my friends together and they all wanted to shoot TikToks with me, but I was only gonna be there for a week. So I ended up filming a more higher end production. I got my videographer buddy to come through.
Nice.
And it was supposed to be a TikTok, but it came out like a short film. And that got me inspired. I started writing more scripts, and I want to eventually turn it into a pilot or a, you know, short film that can be pitched to other things. So I actually have some of that right now. Here's the poster. It was a Nutters Family Thanksgiving. I made this in like 2 days.
Nice.
So it was just, I had an idea. We wrote the outline up, created a script, and gave it to all my friends, and we all just came together and had a good time, and it ended up becoming something that was kind of fun.
This is amazing, and we actually have a clip of a Nutters Family Thanksgiving for you to watch. So let's watch that clip.
Boy, what the hell are you doing coming in here late?
Boy, if you don't come in here and sit your tail down, you know this food getting cold.
Listen to your grandmama, son. Sit down. And Lord, we just want to thank you. And boy, if you don't get those damn shoes off the table, in your name we pray. Amen.
Hey guys, before we do anything, you guys have to hear this.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, pork, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rat, you name it. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb.
And tell us about what we just watched. Tell us more about the Nutters Family Thanksgiving, please.
Yeah, so all these different personalities I've came across on my journey, and I just love all of them. They're all fun, and I just really tried to write and cater towards some of their already awesome personalities, and some of them we made up characters. And it was just a fun thing. I was like, let's get some friends together, let's have a meal, and let's shoot something for fun. And it came out wonderful, because when you're working with a bunch of motivated, talented people, you can move mountains.
Nice. I think that's very impactful. When you work from passion and from heart, I think that you deliver a better product. So that's great.
Yeah, I also have this shirt I wanted to gift you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, if anybody wants to buy one, they're available online. Just shoot me a message. Nutters Family Thanksgiving merch.
You also, what's it like when you as an actor that have been in plays and have done theater and you're involved in this world and you get that first gig?
Yeah.
That's like this big gig. How does that feel, and how did you feel? What did you think of that moment?
Oh, man. Personally, it's difficult for me to pinpoint one moment. It was all stuff that developed over time, just even starting right here in this school, shooting content for this show, doing plays, working my way up. It was tons of little things that nobody's ever gonna see that works your way up. So when you are auditioning for the bigger TV shows and you are getting it, it's still very exciting, but it's a part of the journey. And so, I mean, I had my own trailer and I had food delivered to me and it felt so dope. I was on this show called Kevin Can Go F Himself on AMC. And my scene ended up getting cut out, as it does with a lot of actors sometimes. It was a small role, and that was very exciting. But in this industry, that happens all the time. You might shoot something, put a lot of work into it, it falls through.
Never
so
airs.
I don't take everything with strides one day at a time, and I don't get my hopes too high, and I don't dog myself either when it doesn't work out. You just gotta keep pushing and have fun along the way, make friends.
It's very interesting that you mentioned that because so we're currently working with a group of kids from the school, Stefanik, and they are working on a play for The Little Mermaid. And I think that your interview is going to be very important for them to watch because you're telling them, you know, not to that's where they start.
Yeah.
That's where you start. Me as an artist, that you start as a child, you know, and that develops further. So if one of those kids that are in the play of The Little Mermaid is watching this episode right now, what would you tell them? If they want to pursue this career, they want to be actors, they want to make it to Broadway, what can you tell them?
Sure, absolutely. I would say to just be you. I would say be you. Stay true to yourself. You know, just keep pushing because I had parents, family members, teachers that didn't see the vision, but if you can dream it, you can do it. And in my opinion, always stay young at heart. I'm always playing, always having a good time.
You dabble in music
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I'm messing around with music. I just recently got this original Hooky Loud drum. I have a harmonica, I have little maracas. We're always playing and having a blast with that.
Why don't you play something for us right
Yeah.
now? I know you were playing the harmonica earlier
Yeah,
too.
let me get that for you. Oh man.
Yeah, what's very interesting about us artists is that we never dabble just in one thing. I mean, this is a great Chicopee actor that we have that we should be feeling super proud of, representing Chicopee out in the world, definitely. And of course, you're dabbling into music. You dabble in writing.
Just
Artists, creators, do it all.
go all out, do the best you can at the goal that you have, but don't be afraid to mess up, to fail, to play, because you're always gonna gain experience and learn more
Definitely.
about yourself, your interests. You know, I didn't know I was into drums, and I just recently got that drum, and I love it. I want to start having like drumming circles around the fire and stuff. Get all my
Hey.
friends into it.
That's awesome. So you want to play something for us?
Yeah,
Let's see.
Hope I don't spike
Let's
the mic.
improvise. What's that?
All right.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I know that there is a bright future for Joe. I'm excited to be a part of this journey. This is a pit stop on your path to success. I'm excited to see more of what you bring. And based on what we've seen from the clips of your acting and the films that you've participated in, I think that Chicopee has a lot to be proud of with you. You're a product of this school, you're a product of this city, and I'm excited not just to have you in the show, but to have met you and to continue to build an artist relationship. Joe, if you were to define yourself as an artist, how would you define yourself?
I can't put myself in a box. I have to Google this word later, but I believe the word is uninhibited. You know, just like moving and grooving and playing every day. I work hard. I put my 100% into everything I do, but I also know how to let loose and have fun in a healthy, constructive way. So I really can't put myself in a box.
And where do you see yourself in the next couple of years?
Next couple of years, I'm currently working on a business, so scaling that behind the scenes with my friends. That's fun. I'm just enjoying the time with my family. I want to keep creating things. I want to put out music, get this film going, you know, start pitching it, and just we'll see what comes next.
And Joe, I know that people can be in contact with you and watch much of your content online.
Yeah.
How can people reach you on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok?
You can Google me, and all my social media will come up, but I have Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Shoot me a DM if you need advice, if you need some guidance. You're a Chicopee local, you want to know how to do it. Yeah, I'm around.
I'm glad that you are. Please make sure to look up Joe Rama on his social media platforms so that you can learn more about what he has done and more of what he will be doing. Definitely someone to feel proud of here in the city of Chicopee. Joe, I want to thank you for coming into our show. I'm excited about the future. And you are an amazing creator, an amazing artist. So thank you so much for having been in Spotlight on the Arts. Any last words for our community?
Yeah, just keep having fun.
Keep having fun and grooving by. All right.
Keep moving and grooving.
Thank you for watching. This is Johnny Miranda. I will see you next time.